Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we've got a lot of different small projects to work on. Well, not small, but we've got a lot of projects to work on. The first thing we're gonna do is plant 3 different plants. I'm gonna flip the camera around and walk you through them. And then we've got some like odd and end jobs to do in the garden. The first plant I wanna show you is this Macho Fern. It is a tropical fern. I think it's native to like Florida, but we are gonna be putting it in this pot that I have on my front porch there. It's gonna do great. I think I'm gonna try and bring it in the winter time too. This fern gets pretty big. Let me see if I can find the stats. This one did not come with a tag, but the internet told me what I needed to know. So it gets around 3 to 4 feet wide and can get up to 6 feet tall. It's not gonna get that big in this pot, and it has to come in the winter time, which will really stunt its growth. So we're gonna get it in the pot and give it some fertilizer to start. It's looking great. We'll set it up on drip, and it will get morning sun here. So it will get probably about 5 hours, and then it'll have dappled light throughout the day. The next plant that I have is this Millennium Garlic, which I've never grown before. I've grown the, I forget the name, but Proven Winners has a variety of onion like this. But I got this off the Lowe's clearance rack. It was only $7. I love this perennial, and it looks like I could actually split it next season. Like, it's a big plant. So the specs of this are, it wants full sun. I know that. Full sun. It is a perennial in our area. So it looks like it is hardy down to -10 to 20. It blooms in the summer. Mature size is 15 to 20 inches high, 10 to 15 inches wide, and doesn't want a lot of water, 6+ hours of direct sun. So I think I've got a great spot for this guy. All right, and I actually had 2 more plants to plant. So our first one is going to be this Sun-Credible sunflower from Proven Winners. And I will show you one that's in a pot right now that's doing really well. I got this at the same time as I got that one, and that one is like 3 times the size. But this Sun-Credible sunflower from Proven Winners, the stats on it are, let me pull this out. It gets 24 to 42 inches tall, which we've got ours usually are top out around 3 feet. It is not hardy in our area. The spacing wants to be 18 inches apart, and it blooms all summer, and it'll bloom into the fall. So I've got a pot that I think it's gonna look great in, and I'm only gonna put this in there, and it will get a chance to thrive. And then our last plant is this lemon tree. I have grown one before, and when we moved homes, it kind of got shocked and I lost it. So we're gonna try again, but the stats on this, 12 to 14 feet tall. It's not gonna get that big. We're gonna put it in a pretty small pot. It looks like blooms in the spring, harvest November through March. So this one has no noticeable blooms on it. So I haven't checked it out for a while, but no blooms on it. And yeah, so we'll get this in a pot, and I'll probably have to upsize the pot next year. On my way over there, I wanted to show you, this is like, it's not full grown, but this is the sunflower I got at the same time as I got the other one. And this one is already 2.5 feet tall, probably by 2 feet wide. And it is beautiful, really bushing out. So I hope that it does this in that other pot that I have where we're gonna put it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get all those in the pots and the one in the ground, and then I'll walk you through where I put everything and why I made the decisions that I did. But I wanna flip the camera around and show you some successes that I'm having right now, because the pots behind me are spectacular. Okay, I just wanted to show you this. We are gonna be fertilizing in the end of this video, our annuals, but this has had no fertilization at all. This is with the dirt that I put in, so no fertilization. I'm going to get on a schedule for July and August to get these fertilized, but wowza. I think this is about probably 2.5 feet, 3 feet wide, but it is looking great. And the red fountain grass is pushing through all the annuals. I could probably come in here and shear some of the annuals off the grass so that it can really get a start. But if you've grown red fountain grass before, you understand how vigorous it is. It's gonna do great. But now we gotta go plant all those plants. All right, so we got all of those plants in the ground and in the pots. So we're gonna walk through those once I finish the second task we're completing today, and that is fertilizing all of our annuals. So I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you what we're gonna use to fertilize. These are the two products that we're gonna use today. We are getting ready to leave on a vacation for 2 weeks. So I wanted to do something that was gonna continuously feed the plants while we're gone. So this is a Proven Winners slow release plant food. It says it lasts up to 6 months. So we're gonna be putting this in all of our pots and around some of our annuals that are in the ground. And then the other thing that we have is this Espoma Organic Bloom Super Bloom Booster. So this is an annual, it looks like you can use it in the garden as well. But yeah, I am gonna use this pump sprayer. This is a new pump sprayer, so I'm gonna mark it that it is the Organic Bloom. And we're going to spray the soil of our pots and some of the annuals that are in the ground with this. So I got those pots fertilized, all the annuals fertilized and cut back. I also fertilized a bed I didn't show you with my GoPro, but I want to go ahead and take care of it while we're pruning annuals back. So I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you a bed that has sustained the most damage because of all of the rain, plus my drip irrigation system, just way too much water. So I'm gonna cut these annuals back. I'm gonna flip the camera around and show it to you. All right, this bed is really suffering with too much water. Some of the plants are doing okay, like this Budley over here is doing really well, which is surprising because it usually likes a more dry environment or like well-drained soil, our Super Tunia bubblegum is hating it. I want to show you, this one's probably the worst one. So see how leggy it is, and then all of the growth towards the center is died out, which makes me feel like the roots have rot in them. Before I pull them out, I'm going to do a rejuvenation prune on them, which means to prune them, well, not a complete rejuvenation prune. I'm not going to prune them to the ground. I'm going to leave a little bit around, but the color is probably going to disappear. I'm going to do this. It is supposed to be in the 90s and finally stop raining here in a couple of days. I've turned the drip off to this bed until we get that heat wave in. So I'm going to come in, clip all of those back. I just wanted to explain before I did it. Alright, so it is a pretty humid day. I'm gonna call it quits. We got everything fertilized. We got all 3 of those plants, or 4 of those plants planted. So we're gonna walk through now. I'll show you where I planted them. We will start off with our Macho Fern, and it is looking even bigger in this pot. But I'm going to try and keep it in this pot every year. So I'm going to bring it in this winter and then pull it back out next year. But it is looking great. I love the structure next to the front door. We really don't have any blooms this year up here, but I'm really liking the way that this looks. And I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you kind of an update, because these are the other 2 things that I have in pots kind of on our stairs. We have this lemon cypress, which is doing really well. I need to rotate it because it's starting to bush out on this side. And then our blue juniper, which is looking spectacular. Since we did work in this bed, I want to do a quick view of it because it is looking so good. The red coleus popping kind of gave you a line between the white wands veronica, the Kufia, and the limelight hydrangeas. But the Kufia is really going for it. I was worried that I wasn't going to like it, but I'm really loving it. It's a really bright pop with the white wands veronica. I think it looks great. The hydrangeas are out of control though. They are really going for it. They love this spot. They're only thin in the ground, I think 2 years, maybe 3. But I think I'm gonna have to move them and go for little limes. But that's a problem for next year. Let's go see the rest of the plants. I'll switch to sad before we get to good. I cut back all of the pink petunias. So these were the proven winners, bubblegum Vista. I chopped them back. If you ever get petunias from the store or get them off the clearance rack and they're really leggy, feel free to chop them back. Petunias are pretty hardy. They're gonna go for it again. Hopefully they're not rotted. I'm worried about this one because I feel like this one is rotted in the bottom, but I'm gonna leave it be. We turn the water off. It is unfortunately gonna rain again for the next 3 days, but it's doing really well. This bed, everything other than the petunias. Sweep the camera around and we will go through this section. I got this mulch the other day. I'm sure you saw it if you're following along on the channel. Walk down through here. Gosh, I love this. Okay, but here we go. So this is the garlic that we got planted. I sheared a lot of it back. Oh my gosh, if you were watching on the video, the roots, I've never seen such contained roots like that. So I took my shears and I sheared up the roots to kind of give it a better start in the hole. But it's looking so great. I'm gonna love that little pop of purple. I wanted to split up. This is the pink profusion salvia and this is a purple bloom. I want to do something white, I think, right here because I've got the peach here. But I love how this bed is coming along. All right, our last 2 plants. We got the lemon planted in this pot, and this is a resin pot. I got it from Target. They had their pots on sale at the end of the season, technically the end of the season, even though it's not even July yet. So I got it planted, and the pot will look great when we bring it inside. I'll probably have to repot it in 2 years. I think it can live in this pot for a while because it's got enough room for the roots to get pretty deep, which it'll love as it is a tree. And then we've got our sunflower planted here, and this is where this pot is staying. I've got it next to this rose from Proven Winners, which, wow. All right, with that, I'm gonna call it a day. So that was an intense project. We got a lot of plants in the ground. We got everything fertilized. I did do that slow release fertilizer. I didn't show it on camera, but I did get that done. I did it in my pots and I did it to my annuals that were in the ground, especially the coleus. So if you liked the video, make sure that you like it and subscribe to the channel as it helps me out a lot. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye. Oh, and one more thing. God, so pretty.